I'm outside again, and today I'm filming on the phone because last time I was really camera shy, and I didn't like that because that's not how I normally speak. Today I really didn't want to do anything, and I think it's important to take breaks sometimes, but also it's important to know when to push yourself to do something, especially when you don't want to do it, and yeah, that takes time to know the difference. A common theme I struggle with a lot, and I think a lot of people struggle with, is the fear of failing and the fear of being judged. Now, the former, I think you just have to keep in mind that if you never try, you will never succeed. That's a guarantee. If you try, there's a much higher chance of succeeding. But of course, there is a chance of failing. And that's why I think you have to manage your own expectations and just come into it without any expectations. And if you can, because not you can't always have goals that are focused on this, but if you can, make it about enjoyment and the joy you get out of it, or the fulfillment. Because if you do that, then you'll do it because you enjoy it and because you're fulfilled by it, not because you are going after, crazy expectations. When you do enjoy what you make, you tend to make better things, and that will attract more people and make it easier for you to reach those goals that you set out for yourself. But for the second thing, the fear of being judged, I think you just have to keep in mind, no one cares. Literally, no one cares. And in like 100 years, 200 years, no one will even remember you. So, just go out, do what you want to do. Imagine spending your whole life not doing the things you want to do because you're afraid that someone else will judge you for it. That's so stupid. That's so silly. And I'm just realizing it now, and I think it's just because I've said it out loud. And that's something important too, is to sometimes you have to get it out of you, from your head into the world, and that way you can rationalize with it. When it's in your head, it's harder to really rationalize with it sometimes. But yeah, like how silly is that we care so much sometimes what another person might think, that we won't even do something that we ourselves enjoy and get fulfillment out of. That is so silly, and hell, I feel that all the time, and I'm not like I'm not saying that the secret to it is just to remember that no one cares. No, like, of course it's not like that all the time, but sometimes it helps to remember no one cares. And in a good way, not in a bad way, like you don't matter, but in a way that, like, people will probably forget about it really quickly, whatever you're doing or whatever you've done that you feel is different or odd, like, people will forget about it very quickly because people are always occupied with themselves and what they are afraid people will judge about them, right? I think all you need is one win each day. And that's what I've kind of realized through doing this and making a video each day, is that even though it's small, I do get a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. And that, even though right now these videos aren't anything special and they aren't, anything particularly amazing, but it's about taking it easy and being consistent and just keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again, because your mind, it knows what you repeat, and if you keep doing it, eventually it'll become a habit, and then you can start to make it better. And I think that's kind of my goal right now, is just to make it exist, and then I can make it better later. Because right now I don't really have as much energy as I know I usually do. And so doing something is better than doing nothing, right? And I think that's the sentiment I'm sticking to. Consistency beats everything else, And I've even started to, feel it when it comes to walking, because I've been trying trying to walk more every day, and it first started out with like 1 kilometer, and then doing that for a little bit, and then 2 kilometers, and doing that for a little bit, and then 3, and then one day I was like, you know what, I want to do more, and so I started doing 5, and then I was like, you know what, I kind of like this, I'm gonna do 10, and I did 10, and then I was like, this is kind of fun, and then I hit 12, and you keep going, but it has to start with a small step. You can't just go and like want to run a marathon before you even learn how to walk first. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to be better, and that takes time, right? And there's no point to try and rush things. It's gonna take time, and I think once you accept that, things kind of get easier in the sense that there's less pressure on you to do more, and so when there's less pressure, it's easier for you to do things and to work and to make things, and then slowly but surely you'll get better, because that's just how, you know, we're made, you know, as humans. You do the same thing over and over again. You'll get better at it eventually. I felt like I've kind of found my spark a little during this video. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's where I want to call it for today, and like just keep the energy I've got for next time. But of course, I want to share my 2 interesting things. So the pick of the day is this pic of Ryan Gosling reading a mean tweet. Yeah, man. And then the song of the day is Make It Out by True Blood. It just released recently, I'm pretty sure. And they're like a band of like teenagers, I think. But their songs are amazing. All of them. This is just the most recent one. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. Thank you for watching. All right, peace.